Hello, hello.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Jessica.
Matt,
Hi.
Lorena.
Hi, Lorena.
Hi, Pat.
All right. It is really sunny behind me. I didn't realize how bright it is back there. I was like, turn on my camera. Got my camera working and it's like glowing back there. Feeling special. Glowing. I'm not glowing, but all right. Give people a couple minutes to get in. Drink my green juice while I'm at it.
Such a sweet.
What's in your green juice?
Freeze-dried wheatgrass, freeze-dried broccoli, moringa, matcha, spirulina, chlorella, strawberries, and bananas.
Wowzers.
Very green.
Very healthy.
Mm-hmm. He's almost, yeah, you barely even started yours, dear. Got these super fancy color changing cups at the expo.
I was getting the meeting started.
Your wife's a slacker. She didn't get it started in time. All right. Well, they have 2 minutes to get here. Oh, he must have heard me.
I have invited a few people that are monthly members to this call so they can see what the marketing call is all about. They still wouldn't have access to the replays or anything, but they'll be here for this. So welcome, Isaac.
Awesome.
Hi, Isaac.
What's up, Isaac?
How's it going, all?
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome.
Wonderful.
All right. Let's see. About another minute. See if anyone else wants to pop in before I get talking. So does anybody realize what today is?
First
The first day of spring.
Happy New Year.
Oh,
Yeah, really.
technically. Anyway. Yes, first day of spring. So what do you think about when it is the first day of spring?
garden. Getting on
Chicken?
with
Farmers
Bunny?
market. Farmers
The
market
Easter bunny?
time. The Easter bunny. No, I'm more of a farmers market person.
I can't, my stomach can't take it.
So that's what we're going to go over today because I know Lorena is
Oh my gosh.
getting herself together for all of this fun. And farm market season's coming up for everybody. So I wanted to kind of go over some face-to-face versions of marketing this week. Did anybody get their blog set up from last month? How's it going? Any questions? And I attached the GPT to that classroom. So if you do want to use the GPT that I made during that, you are welcome to. There is a link to it in the classroom.
Thank you. The only person I know of that did it was Roxana, and that's because she said she did.
Awesome.
I don't know if she's on the call or not right now because I'm on my phone. Oh, yay!
Just joined.
Just got here.
Well, maybe she can tell us about it then.
Yes. How is the blog going? Maybe.
Not to put her on the spot.
Are you guys talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed the beginning of this.
You're the only one who did last month's homework.
Oh, it was homework. Okay. Well, I mean, I figured out how to do it. I don't know how it's actually doing for the website. I had some questions about that though.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely be able to go through that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was wanting to kind of see how if anyone was able to figure out blogger.com and get it connected to their website, and
Yes.
kind of utilize the fact that it's going to help with SEO. And I was going to touch base with you on your SEO later too. So I wanted to talk to you about that too, because I know you were running into
Okay.
some challenges with yours. So, but today we'll start off with farmers market fun. So how many of us are going to be doing at least one farmers market this year?
I am. Mine is starting on the 5th of April. Well, I'm about to be as ready as I will be for it, I guess. And there's no other microgreens grower there, and people have been asking about microgreens, so I had some
Exciting.
questions. Yeah, like how much to bring. I'm a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if anything will sell first off, and then or if I'll sell out. I don't.
That's awesome. Pat, are you doing farmers markets as well?
I'm planning to, they don't have the sign up sheet yet for this year.
Oh,
Expecting it's coming up soon, but yes, I'm gonna be in the same farmer's market, as far as I know.
awesome. Isaac, are you doing any farmers markets this year?
Possibly. I'm still trying to get my ducks in a row with just kind of moving in that direction, but possibly at some point. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So, most of you guys are aware that we do have the farmers market checklist. So definitely look through that. If there's ever anything you have a question on in the farmers market checklist, we can definitely go through it with you. But it does cover a lot of things like tents. Let's see, I can look at it even right now. I think I have it open. Farmers market checklist. I can share this with you guys real quick and we'll kind of look it over real quick. Share
Yeah, I got
screen.
a tent. I got the weight bags because I don't want the tent to blow over.
Super
But
important.
then
Yes.
I realized that they're empty, so I have to put sand in there or something. I'm like, why are these empty? Well, how are they gonna ship 160 pounds of weight in the mail, right? So
Yes. I do suggest using pea gravel and not sand.
okay,
Simply because if you use sand, it tends to like leak out of the zippers. Pea gravel makes less of a mess, less likely to like spill out. But we found that one was definitely helpful because sand definitely leaks everywhere in your vehicle whenever you put weights in it.
okay, great.
All right. So basics of it, tent. You would think that that would be like the thing that you would remember, but we have forgotten to pack the tent before. So always pack your tent. Look at your checklist. Always look at the checklist. Tables, we prefer doing a two-table setup. And the reason for that is you can kind of create a drawing them in kind of focus. If you make an L shape and it kind of draws them under your tent with you, it's easier to engage in conversation. A single table up front, it's easy for people to walk by. You're not drawing them into you. You'll get more passerby traffic and they're not going to stop. If they have to come in a little bit, you can kind of draw them into a conversation. And that's a huge part of the face-to-face marketing with farmers markets. Drawing them in, getting to know them, letting the people get to know you. And it's a great way for them to feel comfortable enough to ask questions because most people, when they see microgreens and they don't know what they are, they're not going to ask what they are. They're just going to kind of pass by and say, oh, yeah, yeah, I have microgreens. I know what that is, and keep going. You want them to be able to feel comfortable with asking questions. So engaging in that conversation, getting it started, and then kind of seeing if they do have questions as they kind of open up. We've had customers who've walked past our tent forever, for months. And eventually they stop, they ask questions, and they become very, very great customers, but they're not always going to ask the first time they see you either. So drawing them into that conversation, how are you today? Have you ever tried microgreens? If you can get them into a conversation, and kind of see what they're looking for, what they're expecting from microgreens, and kind of go through product education with them, especially in an area if you don't have a lot of microgreen growers or they're not familiar with the products. Bring your weights. Always bring weights. If it doesn't look like it's going to be windy, it's still going to be windy. You are sitting under a tent made of fabric that weighs nothing. It's going to blow away any kind of breeze. We specialize in light food. Nothing is going to hold it down. Tablecloths, I like to use, we use a lime green color tablecloth, or we've used like a deeper color of green. If you've got a color theme that goes with your marketing strategy, like if your logo has orange or pink or some sort of specific color for you, if you can get tablecloths or table accents that kind of tie that in, super helpful. Then if you've got your marketing all in that kind of theme, it looks a lot more put together. You don't have to have a lot of stuff on your table. You don't have to have a very cluttered table, as long as it's clean looking and it's got a good color theme to it. Always bring your cash box. Definitely have forgotten that before. And your card reader. We always kept a spare card reader in our cash box as well. We were fortunate with QuickBooks. They sent us like a free little card reader, dude. It's a swipe only kind of thing, but it works in a pinch. But we use our Square system as well. We always have our Square box reader or our POS system now. But always having those with us. We found that our markets, one market's like 60-40 cash, the other market's 60-40 card. So it kind of depends on where you're at. If people are more apt to use cards or if they're more apt to use cash. But having those options there prevents you from losing a sale. Like, oh, I just spent all my cash. I don't have any. Do you take card? And if you say yes and they weren't expecting it, they're going to buy something. Signage. I know we've talked about signage in the past and banners. Office Depot did a really great job with our banner. I will say I'm quite surprised with that. They got it done in a day and a half, maybe. Let's see. I wonder if I can share that picture. I'll share a picture in the chat of our banner if you guys haven't seen it from our setup at the expo. I haven't used the banner at a farmer's market or anything yet. Yet is the key. But it turned out really, really nice, really great quality, and it was done in a day. So we like that. And the other perk of it is with the business select option, which is what, $40 or $50 a year. You get like 10 to 15% off everything from them, but you also get like, we got $100 worth of print credit. So the banner was essentially free. We love that. Anything I can get for a good deal, right? Box of miscellaneous stuff. You can never undervalue your box of stuff. Sounds silly. We keep everything in there: tape, chalk, markers, pens, logo stickers, hand sanitizer, twisty ties, band-aids. I keep a small hammer in there. Sounds crazy. Always have a hammer, always have duct tape and like a screwdriver or something that if you need to fix something in a pinch, you can fix it. Nothing sucks more than when your rack breaks and you're trying to put your stuff together for a market and you can't get your rack put together because something broke. That's always fun to deal with at 6 o'clock in the morning when you're setting up at a market.
You sound like Dexter. Do you know that the show with that serial killer?
I'm not sure if it's a compliment.
It's funny. You're like, I have a hammer and I have maybe a sledgehammer in my trunk and a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Or
Who
the
doesn't
farmer's
keep a
market.
hammer with them for the farmer's market? Yes.
That's funny.
But yeah, we have one of those little snap plastic shoe boxes. This one we use is actually bigger than a shoe box, just because we've accumulated enough that it's kind of collected its own little life. Lots of zip ties. I also keep my paperwork in that box. So health department inspections, any ag department inspections, anything paperwork wise, insurance paperwork, I just keep it in that box, in a folder, just quickly in the box, just so if anyone needs anything from me, I know exactly where to look for it. I'm not digging through. Any display pieces for your micros, we use our little wooden stand that we made. We made a new version of it last year for the last market season, which seems to be working pretty well. It's not quite as sturdy as I would hoped. So I might modify the dowels or something if we do. keep using that setup, but there are some really great options out there. I know Lorena was able to, did you get the little one on Amazon, I think? And it works perfect for what? How many does it fit?
Yes, I did get mine off of Amazon and it holds, I think it has 4 shelves, but that only holds 6.
Okay.
So I tape the bottom 2 ones to the bottom rung and like lean it on the
Lean them
table.
back.
Yeah.
Nice. Then that's
My-
perfect. I mean, if you're offering 6 varieties, if you're keeping it simple and you can do 6 varieties, that's perfect. Or 2 little shelves, something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Definitely good options if you're not a DIYer at all or don't have time for it. Water. If you are bringing live plants at all, or if you're doing displays, we like to do, at first we used to do 10-20 displays. That's kind of hard to transport sometimes. So we would do 5x5s. So you just plant a 5x5 of each variety for the week. And that was your display for the farmer's market. And oftentimes people would just buy our 5x5s as well. Like, can I just buy the live one? Sure. It's for sale. Totally. So it was an option to have for sale as well, but they make really great displays, or if you're able to sample those, really easy to sample off of 5x5 too.
I have a
That,
question about sampling.
yeah,
Just because I'll forget if you keep talking. So
you're fine.
so my farmer's market has no rules basically. It's a private market that's hosted on a nursery, a plant nursery. So they're well
Mhm.
known in that town, and they basically said we have no rules. You can do whatever you want. So if I wanted to sample, like could I sample out of, let's say if I keep a couple containers for sampling? I don't know if I
So
don't know
if
that
you
I
look,
want to bring live trays if it's because it's 80 degrees over here and they're gonna wilt and nobody's gonna want to eat that.
that's why we bring water for sure. Definitely want to make sure they stayed watered because they do wilt quickly whenever it gets hot. I will say if you're doing sampling, double check with your health department. Or if they do pop up, make sure you have stuff on hand. So having gloves, hand washing station. If you are doing any kind of sampling, you want to be able to wash your hands, especially considering you're sampling and also handling cash. So having your gloves, your sanitizer, anything that you would need for keeping your health department happy and also keeping people safe because you are handling money at the same time. So you don't want to like handle a sample. Or if you did
Right.
pre-packed samples is another option. If you put them in cups with lids ahead of time and you're not touching them, that's another workaround for some health departments if they don't allow you to physically touch the products during sampling events. So that's another
Oh,
option. So it kind of depends on
that
what
might be
they require.
right. The prepackaged version might be easier because then you
Mhm.
just, you know, you have it ready, so you don't have to sit there and like spend your time cutting a tray or getting stuff
Yeah.
out of a container, I guess.
Yeah. And it is a much easier option. You can kind of keep them in their own little cooler area or something like that, or keep them on a display, saying, hey, if you want to try it, here's a sample. So that is an option. It is a little bit more cost just because you are using a cup with a lid, but really the cost is minimal if it's able to get you more sales.
Mm-hmm.
Sample, sample, sample if you can. We have one market, you can't sample anything because the rules are dumb. It's one of those things, but other markets, they're really great about letting us sample and stuff like that. So if you can sample, I 100% believe that you can get so many more sales if you're able to get the food in their mouths. But
Now, that being said, I visited a farmer's market where the guy had live trays, but they looked horrible. So it comes back to if it's wilting and falling over, nobody's gonna sample that. Plus, I
yeah,
was trying to engage in conversation with him and he was on his phone. He wouldn't even look at me. I'm like, this guy's not gonna sell. What are you gonna sell? Like a customer, well,
how
a
are you
pretend
going to sell
customer.
anything?
Right.
Oh,
That's right. So what I took from that was don't do that.
yes, that was an example of what not to do. But it is why we
Right.
always brought water. I always had a gallon of water or at least a couple water bottles that I filled up to have with us. One for the plants, too. I always had water for me because it's hot and you need to stay hydrated. And we usually had like a little bowl if there were dogs allowed in your market. People really appreciate it if you can give their dog some water. Um, we had a couple of
Okay.
tents that would offer dog water bowls as an option, just because it does get hot and people like to bring their pets, and if they're allowed to, really great option to draw people to your tent again.
Yep.
hmm Coolers, obviously need coolers, got to keep your products cool. We always would cycle out one at a time so it wouldn't get too hot out there. There's another grower that would, oh, he'd come with a cooler and he'd pull everything out of the cooler and set it on the table. And it stayed on that table the whole day.
No.
Yeah, that's another lesson of what not to do. Use the thin ice packs. I know we've looked over before. Those thin ice packs are absolute rock stars. Love those things because they save so much space in the coolers. You're not having to fit ice or loose ice or bricks and things like that. It takes up so much less space and they stay super cool. Don't forget your products. I have also almost done that. Like, I probably should we get in the van and it's like, okay, I have money, I have micros, I'm good. Everything else I can make it work. If I forget a table, I'll figure it out. As long as I have the food and I have the cash box, I'm fine. But yeah, we've definitely almost done that. But yeah, live cutting, or if you're sampling, look at that hand washing station option. I think inside the group, I might have even like a hand washing station list that was given to us by our health department. And if it was not, and it's you want a copy of it, I can definitely give that to you as well. We just use like an igloo cooler. It actually says hand washing station on it. You can get those at Lowe's. And then a bucket underneath it to drain from. So warm water with that. It comes with like a little side hook thing with for hand soap. So you've got that, and then a paper towel roll, and you're good to go with hand washing. If you're
Oh.
using live cutting at all, or if you're cutting your samples live, you need to have a sanitizer bucket. We use Sandy tabs because they're easier to transport. It's just like a little tablet that goes into the bucket, dissolves in the water. You have your sanitizer, have your test strips, your knives, always have a backup knife. So if you drop your knife, you're not going, oh, let me just clean this and sanitize it real quick before I can continue what I was doing. So always have two knives, and then having your gloves. Definitely another thing, non-latex gloves, having those on hand. Health department loves that. So that kind of goes for live cut and for sampling if you're doing cutting for sampling. And then if you sample off your live trays, make sure you have them look nice still. Like you said, wilting trays are not something people want to sample. Have them looking good, keep them hydrated. If it's going to be hot, water them. You're not packing those micros, you're giving them for samples. Or if you are packing them, even though it's not traditionally what we do, you do want to keep them hydrated enough to where they're not wilting before you put them in a package on a live cut. A scale, if you're doing live cutting in a market, most markets require a scale that can be calibrated, a legal for tender scale. Some of them require that they're tested. Check your market's requirements on that if you ever try to do live cutting at a market. Business cards, QR code, or if you ask Lorena, she loves her dot. I'm gonna say that word out loud and get harassed by them again. Dot cards are apparently fabulous, but they're also very good at marketing, and they will harass you if you say that word out
Used
loud.
mine today
Ta-da!
twice.
What is it?
It's
What
a
type of card?
dot card, so you can tap, or they can scan a QR code. It's kind of an NFC chip inside the card, so it takes them to your business card on their phone.
Oh,
So hands-free, contact-free version of doing a card. I have an app called Blink where you can send your card that way. It's a QR code on your phone. They can scan it, or you can send it with NFC as well, which I keep my NFC off though, so I don't do it that way.
I want to get the dot card, by the way.
Yeah, I
You
know.
totally should.
I
I
know.
there the guy that he couldn't believe how he was the restaurant owner, and he couldn't believe that I was able to, with just the QR code, all he had to do was hit accept and download, and that he got my name, my number, my email, my Insta, my website, my Facebook, and he didn't have to input a single solitary thing. So I was like, yep, it saves you from ever being like, darn it, I ran out of business cards.
Exactly. So yeah, at some point I'm going to have to order that. We're going to order it before the expo, and like 2 days before the expo, we're like, oh yeah, we definitely didn't do that. So at that point, I didn't do it.
The only other awesome thing I want to say about it, again,
Mhm.
hashtag not sponsored. It is subscription free, so it is a one-time purchase, and you have it forever. So
And that's nice. Yeah.
no
You're not looking
app,
at
Wow, I gotta look
no
into this.
nothing. You just pay for the doomahickey.
the doomahickey, very technical term,
Full of them over here.
full of them. So farmers market checklist, definitely go through that. Business cards are on that list. But yeah, the dot card is a really great option as well because again, no one really uses business cards, and if they do, they end up in like I've got this cute little organizer here and it's full of business cards, and every once in a while I dig through it
Mhm.
when I need to, but usually I don't. I lose them. It's bad. Um, so
Now I did something. I put a QR code that links to my website on my banner.
awesome. Yep, and that's a great
And
option as well. Kind of
that
brings them to the
way they
website
can,
as well.
yeah. Yeah, I thought, well, why not? Why don't I put my green QR code that looks like a microgreen to the
Mhm.
on the banner so they can scan it?
Love it. That's a good idea. All right. So booth setup, we kind of went over that a little bit. QR codes are a really great option. We have QR code, we have a big sheet QR code on one of our crates that takes people to our website. We have QR codes on some of our packaging. I don't know if you can see that or not. Boop. Some of them have this lovely little QR code that I've been adding onto them. That actually says where to find us. So it is that interactive map that we went over a few months ago. So it's an interactive Google map. They can find us anywhere on that map. It's got little leaves for where to find the microgreens and little popcorn things that we made for where to find the popcorn. So interactive map. So it helps them find us in different locations if they're looking for a physical location, like the grocery stores. But also can be a really great option for taking them to that product on the website. If they're buying it at the farmer's market and they want to buy it elsewhere or for a home delivery, getting them over to your website is huge. All right.
Now, I do have a question about your website. Did you break your website? Because I try to look at like your labels on the product, and there's
Mhm.
no products there. And then I was trying to look, you had some sort of recipe or how to use, I don't know which microgreen it was, and it looks like it's written in code. It doesn't look right.
Our website is currently under construction because I'm trying to divert everything over. We are using an aggregator to do all of our deliveries now instead of
Right.
having home delivery by us. So I'm having to pull the add to carts off. Um,
Oh, okay.
so I'm trying to redesign the website in my spare time. So
Why
right now
don't you
I
put
just,
mine to work?
right. He loves web design. Oh dear.
Oh, I don't know. You can put them to work. It might not work out well, but
Yes. So I just send them over to the Farms of Illinois website where they can order. And then I'm working on making sure I don't break my QR code links that are on like our food bank packaging. We have QR codes on all the packages that go to the food banks for how to use that product. We want to make sure that product education stays intact. So I'm trying not to break anything while fixing things.
Mm.
So once I'm done with that, it should be a really great website again, just without the purchasing option because I want to be able to divert them over to the Farms of Illinois so that they can order that way and I don't have to go deliver it. anymore.
Okay, so it wasn't my eyesight. That's good because I looked
No,
at it and I'm
it's
like,
definitely
wait,
in script, and
world.
for some reason
Yeah.
the script didn't translate over, so I need to work on something in the HTML is broken. So that's a me thing. Yeah. I could just, do it the easy way, but heaven forbid I do that.
No.
No, that sounds like no fun. So
Easy's for wimps.
I know, right? I'm like, oh, let me just write this bit of code. And whenever I moved pieces over, I broke a piece of my code. Oops. That's all right. I'll fix it. All right. Who has their
Lorena
elevator
did.
pitch down?
Not me.
So when someone comes up to you at the farmer's market and you're like, hey, have you guys ever had microgreens before? And they say no, what is the first thing you say?
Great. Do you like spicy food or not spicy food better?
And they say, oh, I like spicy food. And
Oh, awesome. Well, I have this lovely arugula over here and this beautiful purple radish. And also, I've also got this really delicious and very colorful veggie confetti. I've got some. Which one would you like to try?
there you go. You get them to sample. See? And that conversation makes them feel more comfortable because you're offering, it's not them asking for anything. You're very knowledgeable. If they say, I don't know, what are microgreens? You have to be able to, like, on the fly say, okay, well, microgreens are just itty bitty vegetables. They're bigger than a sprout, smaller than a baby green, right in that middle ground where it's perfect. They're higher in phytonutrients than sprouts, but they're a lot safer than them. Have you ever had them in your fine dining restaurants? You might have had them and you didn't even know it. So you kind of can work it in there. You can work in the 40 times more nutrient dense spiel that's on pretty much every website ever. Purely because of one research piece. But I usually try to tell people they're anywhere from 4 to 100 times more nutrient density than their larger counterparts. So depending on the variety, it might be a little bit more nutrient dense. I highly love the broccoli. You should try the broccoli. Everybody should be eating broccoli, right?
Yes.
The two words everybody has to get into their vocabulary is sulforaphane and oh
Glucophorinin.
man, what?
Glucophorinin.
No,
No, I'm not gonna. What?
anthocyanins.
Anthocyanins.
Oh yeah.
Yes. All the fun
Anything
big
that's
words.
purple or blue, you gotta
Mhm.
eat it, peeps.
Eat
Good
your
for ya.
rainbows. So we usually try to keep, I used to have on my OG setup, and I think I need to go back to some of that too. We used to have like a vitamin content underneath. So it'd be like broccoli microgreens, high in vitamin this, high in sulforaphane, and kind of he had a little kind of a synopsis underneath them. I
Mhm.
wonder if I still have some of those signage pieces that I could share over for you guys. Uh, but they were very helpful, especially at the beginning when I wasn't as proficient with them on my end, or if like one of the boys were working the stand, they could literally just read along with the customer. Someone would pick up like, oh, what's in a crunchy salad? And my oldest, when he first started, he'd just pick up the crunchy salad and he said, oh, it looks like it's broccoli and peas. I'm like, oh, buddy, you probably shouldn't be so
Well,
obvious that you're reading it, but
I'm not gonna lie, I still don't know can't remember everything on the spot of what's in a veggie confetti. So I do literally point to the package and say, well, there's this, and this.
yeah, and you'll know it by heart in no time. It's broccoli, kale,
Eventually.
kohlrabi, arugula, southern giant mustard, red cabbage, and amaranth. See, you got
Don't
this.
worry, I
See,
have to
you're
do the
even.
same thing, Lorena, still with the micro mix and the veggie. So
Oh, I don't worry because I mean, like seriously, I'm cancer gave me brain challenges that I might not ever be able to get back. So
It's like permanent mom brain for you. I know.
so
I just don't want to be wrong, right? I don't want to tell them something that's wrong in it.
exactly.
Yeah,
And yeah, there's nothing wrong with reading your stuff, people. So it's no
yeah,
shame in my game over here, that's for sure.
none at
But
all. But having those visual aids kind of help you as well. But as
Mhm.
you get comfortable with your elevator pitch, you could say it like a billion times, it feels like, and it's still comfortable. Getting to know you is another part of the farmers market experience for them. Not everyone at the farmers market really cares about the product at the farmers market. They're there for community connection.
Mhm.
We have some customers that I literally will talk to for a month straight before they buy anything. They'll buy like once a month, but they stop by every single week to talk at least because they're interested in the community connection aspect of it. And that's fine. I don't mind it at all because most of them, if they know they're not buying anything, they'll just scoot to the side if I have a customer come up or something like that. They're very good about that. Um, but having that connection within your community is huge because they recognize you outside of the farmers market, or they see when you do get into a grocery store, they're going to share your stuff so far and wide because they're excited for you because they're your biggest cheerleaders. So we always try to get at least a farmer's market in. We're probably only going to do one this year for the sake of our sanity. It's been 5 years. I mean, our first year, how many did we do? 7?
Oh my gosh, you guys were insane.
We
It
did
was like
6 a week.
7, 6 a week, 7 markets. 2 of them were every other, so they just alternated. And it was 6 markets a week, every week for the entire, what, summer, fall, or spring.
I think it was 20 weeks long
Yeah, it was
for them.
it was
7.
a
Some of them started
grind,
ending earlier. Some of the other ones went 6 more weeks. But yeah,
and that was a lot. And then we went to 4, thinking that was more normal. 4, 5, something like that. Got to 3, 2. Now we're looking at 1. And that still keeps us connected to the community. The reason why we will do that market is primarily because it's run by the hospital. This year's their 10th year. So super excited for them. It'll be our 5th year participating. And that connection is huge for us because it's run by their hospital. It's not focused on making money. They are health focused.
Mm.
The whole farmers market's focus is, working with the hospital to try to get people to get their blood pressure checked or running healthy meal ideas. They'll use our product in what does she call it? Like the market meal of the week or something like that, where she uses the products from the farmers
taste of the
in a
market.
meal, taste of the market. And that builds that community connection. So it's not just about selling anything, it's about being part of that community still. And that's a really, really important piece of marketing and just of business in general. So we'll continue to do that market for sure. Yes,
But
Roxana.
you forgot one of the best parts.
What was that? Oh, it's an indoor market. And I don't have to put up a tent and I don't have to take down a tent. And she provides tables and table linens and a refrigerator. Like,
What?
yeah. And it's super
Exactly.
cheap. Like, I think, what was that, dear?
And we get to leave all our stuff there.
Yes.
Mhm.
They keep everything there for us. So literally we show up with microgreens that week and we sell our microgreens and then we leave. Fabulous. So easiest market ever. Love them for that.
So
Yeah,
I have an
don't.
option to either been indoors or outdoors. So I don't know if being indoors, I mean, I don't know how hot it would get in there. I was trying to kind of ask them,
Mm.
and they're like, well, it's only a couple degrees hotter than outside. And I'm like, well, I don't know about that.
It depends on
mean,
the
as long
sun's
as,
going to beat down on your microgreens versus not.
yeah, as long as there's airflow and
Yeah,
they're covered. Yeah.
I would definitely go indoors.
Yeah.
100%.
Microgreens don't like
Okay.
sunshine.
Plus, when it does rain, everybody's going inside.
Yeah.
Right.
And we had one market, like through the weekday markets, if it rained, you're done. You're not selling anything. You just may as well go home. The weekend one, like as long as it would break every once in a while, you could still get some sales. But like on a Wednesday market, if it rained, you weren't going to sell anything. You were just there for fun and trying to avoid water puddles. So it kind of depends on your weather. But
Mhm.
our people are fickle like that. If it's raining, we think we will melt. It's the Midwest, apparently. We're just too sweet.
So my main concern with this market is I don't know how much to bring. So I don't know if I need to think about it as it, let's say I want to sell a certain amount of money worth of product versus how many trays I want to, be, I mean, they're connected obviously, but if I'm thinking more like I want to make, I don't know, I'm just picking a number, $150 at this farmer's market, then I'm gonna be able to gauge a little bit better how many trays do I need to, if I sell all of it, to make me that money. I don't know how to think about it.
Yeah, you have to kind of take into consideration how much you want to make and how much you're willing to eat later or donate or sample off or something if it doesn't sell. You don't want to bring so much that it would be an unattainable goal. The goal is to get close to selling out or sell out, but not sell out too early. And even if you do sell out, you stay. Number one thing, if you sell out of products, you stay, you talk to them, you hand out flyers, you tell them, hey, see me next week, I'll have more. Um, Being at the market is more about being at the market than sales, but you still have to make it worth your time. So kind of look at how much money you feel would justify the market and give it time. So even if the first week doesn't go as well as you'd hoped, you need to give it at least 4 or 5 weeks in a row to really get a good idea of what the market is and building a customer base, because they might not stop the first week or they might not see you the first week because they're going to their consistent, they know where they're going and they've been to that market before. Giving them time to create a customer base, but also you don't want to be stuck with so much product you don't have anything to do with it. So have a plan for grocery store, restaurants, food bank, somewhere that product can go, or freeze dry or dehydrate. Kind of make a plan for the product if it doesn't sell.
Okay.
Yes, Lorena?
I was just gonna say, Roxana, is there like a market manager that you can ask that might be able to give you a good guesstimate on what the foot traffic's like, just like averagely on a decent, because sometimes that can also help you gauge. Like you could always, if you got that info before your market and like you could message. I know Mike or Jess in the past have, or I know Mike has, I think, said like, well, how many people are coming? And somebody on the past is known kind of around about how many people were coming, what the foot traffic was going to be like at this debut day of the farmers market, because it's usually the highest turnout. And I'm not saying that this is like your debut day, but it's not of that market debut day of the market for you. I'm just saying, like, if you have an idea of how many people show up, then it could also, you could come back and ask Mike or Jess too, like, okay, my market manager said this many people on average probably show up. Based off of that number, would I be okay with bringing 50 packages or 100 packages, or you know what I'm saying? That's all
Yeah.
that's all I wanted to interject.
Yes.
Yeah, great point. Thank you.
Yeah, that can make a difference. Sometimes it doesn't matter as much. Sometimes a small market can be huge sales because the people who are there to buy. Versus we've had markets that have been super duper busy and crowded, but they're really only interested in junk food and knickknacks. Baked goods and knickknacks, guys. So it kind of just depends on the type of market as well. But getting an idea from the market manager is definitely an option. If you've ever been to that market and not been a vendor, kind of getting an idea of who all is looking around and walking around. I would say ask the other growers or the vendors, but if it's not currently going right now, It's hard to do. Like we talked to vendors at the market the prior year. Um,
No.
Depending on if it was a market we were going to do or something we were looking at, and you kind of get an idea of what the market looks like then. Um, Another microgreen grower might not talk to you, but a produce vendor would, because you're not competition in their mind. Trust me. They don't care about us.
Great.
Yes, it's great. But asking a produce
Another,
vendor,
oh, go
they,
ahead.
they
Sorry.
usually can tell you if it's like, oh, this is a great market or this is one of our slower ones. A lot of the bigger guys go to multiple markets every week.
Hmm.
And I
Well,
was just gonna say that it's a super good sign though that you don't have another microgreens grower there, and people are already saying, why don't we have a microgreens grower here?
yeah.
So you might not want to go
Right.
bonkers the first time, but you might want to do a little more than be cautious, if that makes sense.
Right. Yep. And then they invited me to, so there's a huge Easter festival the Saturday after the 5th, so the 12th. And I guess they have like 30 vendors that signed up that they're charging people. I mean, they're charging for people to sell. However, anyone that sells produce type stuff is free. So they're like, do you want to, we'll hold you a seat. I'm like, and so in my mind, I was like, oh my God, how much do I need this girl for this? I was like freaking myself out. Of course I said,
And the
yes,
timing on
yes,
that's
sure.
interesting. If the market's going to focus on like getting foods for people to use on Easter or to use for their Easter gatherings, great. If it's going to be like people are going to their Easter parties after this market, they're probably not going to want to tote microgreens and leave them in the car. So it kind of depends on the timing of the market. You said it's like the
Mhm.
Saturday before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's a Saturday. It's like a 10 to 4.
Okay. So that might work
So they
still.
they're having, I don't know, they have the Easter egg hunt. They're doing an egg hunt there, and so I mean,
Is the egg
it's
hunt
gonna be
after or before or during?
during.
Okay. So it's not like they're like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm gonna go buy this stuff and then have to tote it all around with me and wait till after the Easter egg hunt. And so, because people don't like to carry stuff like that around, and I get it. You're
right.
you're bringing produce. So if they're trying to draw produce vendors by not charging them and also trying to get more people there, that's probably a good sign. It's good to see. So it's not more focused on like flea market and
No, no,
dangers.
no. And they're actually not charging me anything at all to sell at any Saturday that I'm there.
Oh,
So
wow.
the fee, not only me, so anyone that
Well, yeah,
sells produce for home, not home grown, well, yeah, like home, grown stuff, they're not getting charged any fee. Whereas someone who's selling jewelry or some other knickknacks, they have to pay $40 a week.
nice.
So yeah.
I like that strategy. That's smart on their end.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Cindy or Bill, maybe Cindy, maybe Bill.
It's Cindy.
Hey, Cindy.
Yes. Hello. Yeah, Bill is actually teaching someone the how to water in case like we have an emergency and we need
Love
help.
it.
So he's just starting to train her. So that's where he is.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, so I was able to jump on a little late. Sorry about that. And I have a question, but it's not about markets. So
Sure.
I don't want to. It's okay.
Yeah, it's
Or
perfectly fine.
okay. So I had a restaurant ask me on Tuesday about lemon balm. So I need some guidance. It's a long grow, right?
That's a
Or
long grow. That's like 4 or 5 weeks.
okay. Do you grow it similar to like a basil where you put it under the dome and mist it at
Yeah.
first?
Yeah,
Okay.
those are going to be super duper duper tiny seeds, similar to sorrel.
Okay. All right. Similar to sorrel. All right. And this is, I couldn't find the answer on my own.
Mhm.
Do you cut it like basil or are you cutting it like sorrel, just the leaves?
So it's going to be like kind of like basil. I would say more so like basil. I don't think it's more of a cut and come again. They don't seem to be that resilient.
Okay.
Um, I've never seen them cut and come again,
Okay.
but they'd be similar to like a basil kind of style. You're going to cut them down. It's going to be one true leaf, one uh, cotyledon. So you're going to have like a set, usually in sets of 4 for the lemon balm,
Okay. All right.
kind
Can
of
you
like the
give,
basils do.
okay. Do you, should it be maybe then priced like basil?
I haven't looked at lemon balm seed in a while, but I know it's not cheap.
Yeah.
So you might need to look over um seed cost and tray cost and time, kind of obviously plug it into the spreadsheet. Um, and kind of evaluate it from there. I would probably give it more of a 5-week grow to be on the safe side for your pricing.
Okay.
Even if it becomes a 4-week grow, just to give it a little bit more leeway on pricing before you try to price it.
Okay.
And if he's asking about it, try it, plant it before you bring it, kind of get an idea of how long it's going to take. But definitely give it some time because
Okay.
that's a little bit more of a sorrel-esque kind of grow. It's going to be really low yield, longer time. So you definitely want to make sure you price it accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. That's great. Thank you so much, Jess.
You're welcome.
So
And Pat, oh,
Um,
go ahead.
oh, I grow lemon balm for tea outside. It's
Ooh,
actually a perennial and it spreads like a bugger. So if you
yeah, it's
want,
in the mint family, so I've just never
yeah.
seen it make it back from a harvest.
Oh, like if you decide you want to take after you're done cutting it, just take it outside and put it in the garden just to see if it grow. Maybe. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
we've
It
got
makes
some out back, but the chickens ate it all.
it makes really good tea. Just a nice calming tea.
Oh, that
Nice.
sounds yummy. Okay.
That does sound good. Yeah, I never got to try it. The chickens stole it.
Whoops.
They do that. That's good to know. Yeah, I know it's in the mint family, and we put it in the bed with like lining to try to keep it from, doing the mint thing. And it got invasive until the chickens found out it was good.
Hmm.
Maybe they needed calming down or something because it's kind of
They definitely need that.
real
Oh,
pleasant.
any idea on like how much seed?
I would start closer to like a 2 gram, similar to sorrel, because they are super tiny seeds.
Okay.
So I would treat it like sorrel the first grow. I've never grown it intentionally as a micro. I did try it as a micro while I was growing out for the big stuff, um, but it didn't like plant a full flat of it or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Well, I will try my hand at it and report back.
Awesome.
Mm.
All right. Any other questions, Mike B. Green's marketing related and or otherwise?
I have a
I don't.
question on my website.
Yeah.
So Google finally indexed it.
Yay.
However, when I search for microgreens near me, it still doesn't show up. But
Hmm.
then it shows a weird, so it's a weird logo, and it's something to do with when you're in Square, you can select there to be an icon that people can put on their phone, on their home screen to link to the
Mm-hmm.
website. And that's what's showing versus my actual logo that I have on my website. And I don't, it's like this orange, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Um, let's look at what's your website again? For my memory's sake.
It's tinycottagegreens.com.
Tiny Cottage.
Yes.
It started autofilling for me. Love that. Because yeah, it's just a square.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
like
like
an
the square
orange
logo.
square.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can choose um your icon that Square uses.
Oh,
Um, So like mine is like the little leaf. So like if you went to Itty Bitty Micro Farm, you would have like a little leaf up there.
Yeah.
So it's called a favicon. Um,
Okay.
so I can show you how to do that. Maybe if they haven't moved it, kind of depends.
Now, what would happen if you disable that? So because you can turn it off. So if I don't want that little thing to be something they can put on their home screen on the phone, then what happens if you disable that feature? It just doesn't show up at all?
It doesn't show up at all. And I like having it. So if you are like me and you have 9,000 tabs open on your website, on your browsers,
Yeah.
at the top you have those little tiny symbols that you see. So you know which page it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's also your favicon. So
Oh,
it makes it easier to, like, if you've got like a whole bunch of tabs open, I know which tab to click on because the favicon in the top corners of the page tabs.
gotcha.
So I know it's under site preferences. So let's see. And my computer's camera just decided it didn't want to again. Okay. Sorry, my camera's being dumb again. Meh.
Gotta love technology.
I love it. It's so much fun.
I can probably figure out how to switch that there because I saw favicon. I went right by it. I'm like, I don't know what that
Oh,
is.
gotcha.
But
Okay.
so
So that, yeah,
you
it's
don't
the
have to waste.
favicon,
Yeah.
and you can
Okay.
definitely just set it to be that. If you go to Canva, you can shrink down your
Yeah.
logo or a piece of your
Yeah.
logo if you have like a certain piece of
Yeah.
it, and make it it has to be no more than, I think, 64 by 64 pixels. So it's a very
Okay.
tiny little thing. And the reason why they make it so small is because it does show up in the little tiny corners and stuff like that. And then um, by doing that, it makes it a lot easier for people to use your website, even on the browsers itself.
Okay. Now back to SEO. Should I change my SEO to include microgreens near me? I don't know how to make it pull because, like I said, I live in Kenly, North Carolina, and when I look for
Mhm.
microgreens near me, instead of pulling microgreens in Kenly, it's pulling microgreens from like 30 miles away. I mean, businesses. So the ones that get listed first are nowhere near me here. And I don't know I don't know if it's an SEO thing or not.
Gotcha. So it is partially an SEO thing. Also, they have to get you in the system on maps. So it's great that it's indexing your site, and it might take a couple more, about at least another week before they get you kind of in the system on the map. But
I also
I will
added a
say,
sitemap.
awesome, good, good, good. The sitemap is definitely a huge part of that too. So whenever they crawl that, they'll be able to see that as well. I know when I hover over your tab, it says best microgreens, Kinley, North Carolina, always fresh farm to grow local, grow to order greens. So I can see that as the top part, like when you hover over your website.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to see that.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably going to help you. But I think it's just going to take a little bit of time after they've indexed it to kind of get them in the system.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I'm not sabotaging myself
Oh, no, no, no.
by what I put there, because that's why I know you specifically were saying SEO in that description, put, what microgreens, where you're at, whatever
Yes,
else to kind of draw, make it not be a blank thing with nothing. And the same thing for the products. So I guess you can go and for each product, you can put like something in the description there. So I was doing that as well.
yes.
Does it sound to you like I should be doing anything else or just leave it for now and just kind of
I think that's probably
let
good
it
for now. As that crawls, it's going to take a little bit. I know it's hard to be patient, but it's good to see that they've indexed it and it's showing up well. So that's good to see. And it loaded quickly. So that was great to see as well. So
Mhm.
things like
Okay.
that. your message us. There it goes. Okay. It wasn't loading at first on
Yeah,
your
I
still,
managed
so
to link my messenger to the website too, so
awesome.
that people can ask for orders.
Yeah. Your pictures have turned out really great too. I'm excited to see that.
Thank you. They're done in my laundry room on my cell phone.
Hey, wherever the lighting is best.
Yes, I was sitting there and I'm like, how can I make this work? So at first I was on my, not the washer, on my dryer. So I was trying to frame the tray or the micros to where you can't see like white background.
Yep.
So I was, yeah, not all of them have pictures because I'm working on adding some pictures in there, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to artistically display the micros so they're like the focus of that picture.
Yes. That's awesome. Yeah, they turned out really good. I was excited to see that whenever it came up. So
Thank you.
definitely good progress on the website, dear. Do love that.
And the
I take
blog,
pictures of
so
food.
I have like three articles on that blog. So it does seem to be pulling from Blogger to the website. That was cool to see.
Awesome. So the RSS feed's working good.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then I like the pictures with them. Good stuff.
Are you able to share screen? We can't see anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know it's like torture here. Yeah, I can share. I got you. Let's share. So I am on. So let's go to her homepage first. Boop. Tiny green, tiny cottage greens. So the website turned out great. She's got most of the pictures up, so that's great. The amaranth picture turned out really nice.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna use that as a decoy. I'm gonna have like maybe a small 5x5 of amaranth smack in the middle of my farmer's market table.
Nice. Draw them in.
Yes.
Yes. And then product pages turned out well. I would say maybe like a little bit bigger on your font or even doing a white font. I don't know.
Oh,
Where it's a
okay.
little
Yeah,
easier
because
to
it's on
read.
that green background. Okay.
Yeah, with the darker background. But I do
Yeah.
like having the color there. That's awesome. And then your about page, you've got that written in. Love that. And then the blog page. So super excited to see
I
all of,
know. I couldn't believe I did that. I was like, oh my God, because it took me, I was basically watching you talk about the blog and then
Mhm.
going, I had two laptops going. I was on one laptop watching it and I was trying to do it on another laptop. And it took me a
Nice.
little bit, but yeah, finally. And then I was having that chat GPT thing write it for me. So it was hysterical. I was like, yes, this worked.
It's working. I love it. Awesome. Yeah, it turned out really nice. And that's a simple blog. It's not too long. It's got great keywords in it. And then it takes you to the next one. So I do love to see that. And as you
But,
do more entries into blogger.com, it will automatically pull those to your website.
yep.
So got to love that.
Cool.
All right. So good work on that. That's been huge progress for you.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was like, this will never end. Well, because we do have to, you know, if you're adding product or adding pictures or whatever,
Hmm.
things change. But the getting it, the first starting to work on it, I was dreading basically. I was like, this is gonna take me 6 months. I'm not gonna focus on selling because I'm kind of perfectionist, so I'm like, I need to finish this website. So you know, it was hard, but the stuff you did on marketing was really helpful. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Well, as Mike likes to put it, done is better than perfect.
Correct. Yes.
You can change it later because you're going to anyway.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm always changing things. So done is better than perfect, and I love the progress on it. So it's great to see that you've got a lot of it built out.
Yeah.
So, and as you do the blog, it's going to continue to grow, and that'll come
Mm-hmm.
over automatically. And I did put that link over in the classroom for you guys too. So you can just go
Okay.
directly to the blog builder in the GPT.
Has anyone else done a blog, Lorena? No?
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I do blogs and microgreens for profit, like 3 a week.
Yeah.
Not you. One
Oh.
of these
You don't
students that you
count.
have
Okay.
following you.
Hi.
Oh.
Automatically. Cheater, pumpkin eater.
You got to program it. It counts. Automation is very, very helpful. Being able to automate what you're doing. If I can plan things out ahead of time, absolutely try to. I'm bad about planning. Mike usually plans for me. Love him for that.
Now, one thing
But
I'll say about the Chat GPT, so when I first used it, it gave me like a 5-page, nobody's gonna read a 5-page article
Yeah.
about microgreens. So I had to tell it, write me a 3-paragraph, blah, 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 about 3 most popular or easiest, whatever microgreens. And then I added a picture out of my own picture. So you
Yeah.
kind of have to restrict it. Otherwise it went nuts. I was like, oh my God, what's this? No one's
Oh,
gonna
it
read
will-
a novel.
It will give you a lot of details if you wanted to. You could have even said break that up in like how many articles you can make out of this out of 300 words, and it probably would have gave you like 4 or 5 articles there.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, okay.
Looks like we have a blog over on Edwards, Verdant Harvest Farms. Let's see.
Let's see it. Unless he
I'm
doesn't want it to be seen.
gonna
Well,
share
he
it.
put it in the chat, so I'm assuming he does.
Oh, okay.
He has no choice. Getting shared. All right. Here we go. So we go to the home page. Now, are you using Squarespace or Square? Trying to figure out who built yours. He's got a nice banner for 20% off this month when you try our services. Very nice. And then a microblog. I will accept your cookies today. Ah, GoDaddy. Gotcha. And I've done a lot of work with GoDaddy's website builder. Love it. Very nice. Well structured. Are you using an RSS feed to build this in? Like, is it pulling from an actual blog page, or are you doing it directly through the website? If I can find my chat again. Using their backend. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if they have the option to pull. It's just the reason why I like doing it on blogger.com is kind of twofold. It gives you another place to be present as well. They have a marketing calendar. Nice. So you can kind of schedule them out. I think blogger.com. Oh, apparently I hit annotate and I do not want to do that. I did not know that was a thing. I didn't know I could scribble on the screen.
Oh yeah,
I'm not that proficient at Zoom. You're better at this, Mike.
I use it a lot.
You do. I do not. Oh, all right. I do like the structure on your page though. What is Club Urban? Oh, I don't know yet. It's a mystery. That's what it is. Is that like a project that you're going to be doing later then? Work in progress, always. See? Done is better than perfect.
Just ask IDOT; they'll tell you done is better than perfect.
They're never done though. Oh, so many construction projects happening over here right now.
It's like the parts of my website that I don't want to take down because I don't want to remove them, but I don't have the time to do them yet. I'm just like, this page is under construction. This page is under construction.
It's getting there. It's getting there, you know? The great thing is it'll get there eventually. Love the pictures. Good job with those. Do, 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 do. Sunflowers. So it's kind of a mix of stock and used. But I do like seeing the blog on there. Love that. Try to keep them consistent. So one every few weeks, preferably. And then, yeah, if you could use an RSS feed on this, that would be really great because then you don't have to go into the back end of the website every time. All right.
I gotta say though, these websites are looking really good, guys. Good job.
Yes.
See you, Cindy.
I need to go help Bill. Have a good night, Cindy. Tell Bill good luck with getting someone to learn how to water like a pro in your absence, if necessary.
Thanks, you guys. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, fingers
All
are
right.
crossed.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
By the way, there's only one way to find out.
Right?
Sometimes the hard way.
Yes. All right. Any other questions tonight,
Roxanne
guys?
has her hand up.
Oh, yep.
Of course, Roxana has her hand up. Never
That's
ends.
perfectly fine.
That Edward's website looked really good. That was
It
nice.
did. Yeah.
So my question is, I just thought about this. My pop-up for the delivery days shows
Mhm.
up on like when you hit that favicon thing, and if I open it on my phone, it shows
Mhm.
up. If I actually type in tinycottagegreens.com and pull up the website like that, it does not pop up.
Oh, it's not popping up for you. It popped up on mine.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. May I just close it out? Oops.
Let me try to type it in here. Tiny cottage, blah, blah, blah.
Like the blah, blah, blah. The blah, blah, blah is the important part.
It just popped up for me.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe it's
So
just because you just
what?
have gone through it so many times, or it's on the back end, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, it's not popping up for me. So I guess as long as someone that's not me,
Yeah.
when they pull the website up, it pops up fine. I don't know why, because I mean, it's not, maybe my computer recognize, I don't know. Okay, that's a weird thing.
Nice. Also, I went ahead and grabbed the Verdant Garden Farms, verdantharvestfarms.com, have it predicted to the main page. Nice. So a nice redirect to it too as well. Hema. Hey Mike, can you post the link for the sunflower scenes for the upcoming growing?
They're in the classroom.
Yeah, the classroom has. You put the whole list in there, didn't you? Like
Yeah, it should all
everything
be
you
in there.
needed?
Every equipment. It
Okay.
has links to it. Everything. Yes.
Awesome.
Lorena has her hand up.
Yes, Lorena.
For Roxana, I just wanted to share that you may need to go into your computer and reset
cookies.
your cache or cache and cookies or something, because on my computer, when I was typing in under my regular web browser, right, for my website, it was coming up with error 404. Like it wasn't even coming up at all. And I was like, oh no. So then I pulled up an incognito window and typed it in and it came up fine. So of course, well, not of course, my boyfriend is a computer engineer. So, you know, me freaking out and being like, oh no, he was just like, oh, this is what has to happen. So anyway, I haven't come to terms with the fact that I'm probably going to have to lose my 70 million tabs that I have open in order for him to do that.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I'll try that just to see, because
try
I'm
the
assuming it's
incognito
because,
window.
okay.
Yeah, the incognito window is your friend. And it's also very helpful if you're trying to look up like microgreens near me, but you don't want it to have your personal preferences on it already, because if you're logged in as you, it's going to show you what you want to see.
Oh, okay.
So using an incognito window helps you see what others would see who do not have your browsing history. Because
Okay.
Google's creepy like that. So they're gonna, you know, show you what you want to see.
They're super creepy.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is why you can't say the DOT word without getting all the advertising in the world.
Yes, including to your email inbox. When you haven't even gotten an email from them, they put sponsored ads in there.
I'm sorry, Jessica. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
another thing I did, and I don't know if anyone else did this, on Local Harvest. So I've listed myself on there as well.
Yeah. Do you guys have okay, you have localharvest.org? I think we went over that at some point.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
you
Okay.
did a little thing over about it. Yep. Oh,
Yep.
incognito mode, it did pull up the delivery days. So, okay.
Awesome.
All right. Thank
So-
you for that. I was stalking my own website too much, I guess.
It's possible. We do that. There's a website called Food Market Maker. It is a national website. I was gonna see Food Market Maker. There it goes. It's in Illinois, but it's also like a national thing. Our Farm Bureau sponsors it and stuff like that, but it's called foodmarketmaker.com. They're doing a big push
We
this
can't
year.
we can't see your screen. Are you supposed to share?
It's loading. It's thinking about it. My laptop is having a panic attack right now. Um, love it. Here we go. Let's see if it'll let me share now. Poor little laptop. Mike had to use it earlier and he was dying because it definitely does not like to. Is it sharing? Okay. Wait. Ah, did it crash?
Hilarious.
Did she crash? She go away?
I think I crashed.
Yep. Jessica crashed.
No, come back to
Yeah.
us.
I'm coming back.
The laptop's, yeah. She needs a different one. That one's already been repaired once, so, but,
Don't go close to the light.
oh,
Let's
I
see.
was
Am
writing.
I back?
Yeah, you're back. I think.
Yay.
Your screen went away,
Okay.
so you're just back. So,
Well, okay. So I'm not going to be able to share that.
It's
what are
okay.
you trying to share?
So, foodmarketmaker.com.
All right.
Can we list ourselves on there? Or
Yes,
is it
you can create a free account.
So the more exposure you have, the better. So
Yes, exactly. So foodmarketmaker.com. And I think Mike can show you that.
Yep, it's up.
So
Oh.
it is a place where you can list your products for sale. Others can list things that they want to buy. It's sponsored by all the farm bureaus, and it's all over the place. So you can kind of see farms all over the map. If you type in a search term at the top, you can type in microgreens. I don't know how many microgreen growers are on here.
We're about to find out.
We're going to find out.
A lot.
A lot. Look at that.
Not as many.
I don't know how there's, yeah. Now, is this place, is it O'Fallon, Vine Street. I think this is where they got them. Maybe. Why is Bunker Hill on there?
Okay, hold up.
Nobody's in
Now
Bunker
we gotta
Hill.
Nobody lives there. Oh gosh, that's terrible.
Population.
So they are looking for local farm fresh products in
Oh.
season or out to serve our students. So noted, I need to call that school.
Yep. We're
That
very
is a
close to them.
school
We go
I need to
by
call.
that area, so we're not close, but our dealer route is close.
And they have microgreens listed on the products they're interested in. If you go down a little bit, scroll down just a little bit. Ah, look at that. Hey,
Looky there.
looky
We should be using
there.
this a little bit more, I think.
Apparently, that was not there, and I looked at it a couple weeks ago. So, hey, so they are a buyer. So there are buyers, there are sellers on here. Let's see. Vine Street Market. That's one that we don't go to yet. Noted.
Is this what
So
they're
you
looking
could
for?
find
Or?
customers through
They are,
here,
if
I
you
guess.
scroll up a little bit, it will say they are, oh, they're a farmer's market. That's a farmer's market.
Oh, that's farmer's market. Oh, Vine Street. Okay. Never
Okay.
mind. What are
What else
these
we got
two?
going on? That's the other farmer's market in Columbia.
Market, okay.
Yeah.
Just a farmer's market.
Yeah,
Okay.
farmer's market. Okay. But you'll be able to find farmer's markets near you. Theodora Farms. Who are you? Is that another grower? They grow microgreens. It looks like they don't have an about us.
No.
So if you click on ours, you'll see ours, and it is some old pictures, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I have not updated that in a minute.
This is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
We all
So
have
look at those labels,
somewhere.
y'all.
Oh, whatever. Those look great. I know
Those
they're
are our
different labels, but
second
still.
iteration,
Yeah, second or third.
second or third. We change things constantly. So I haven't changed the pictures. Yep, definitely. Well, I do it with the Farms of Illinois. I added the
Yes.
farms on there.
Oh,
See?
okay.
I did update the profile. I just
Okay.
didn't feel like doing pictures yet. Yeah. And then you can show like on the left-hand side your accreditations. So we have where we're at in businesses. I don't know why it says O'Connor Brewing Company. I'm not as sure about that. The different places they can find us. And if you go to the left there, you can see like Illinois Grown up a little bit. So we're part of the Front of the Food Banks. We're with the Illinois Stewardship. We're with Buy Fresh, Buy Local, the Illinois Farm Bureau. Yeah, all that. So all the industry affiliations, you can kind of show off who you know. But this is a free profile. Costs you absolutely nothing to create this profile. And you can kind of look on there as well for people who are willing to buy, because I found one today. So now we know we need to call that school.
And you need to tell them about your healthy popcorn. Them
I
kids need
do.
snacks.
Oh, you want to talk about a win with popcorn?
Oh,
We got a
so
restaurant that's going to take our popcorn.
yeah.
What?
He wants to use our popcorn and spritz it with truffle oil and sprinkle some truffle salt on it and serve it because it's a very fancy restaurant. So that's what they're going to serve at their bar. Valley Fresh Harvest, they actually carry microgreens, but they're ours.
They're not ours,
They
right?
they aggregate ours from the aggregator.
Okay.
That's the one that comes in late all the time.
Ah,
So the Farms of Illinois sells to the Valley Fresh Farms, who also sells to and up by Chicago. So there's like 3 layers by the time they get up, but sometimes people get our stuff in Chicago. Oh, that's a new one. Who are you?
Isaac, do you have anything that you want to ask us? You've been so quiet. Did he already leave?
No,
Oh,
he's
he's
here.
here.
No, he said he has to go.
Oh,
Is he frozen?
He might be frozen.
Oh, he
Yeah.
might be frozen.
Okay.
now
Well,
he's gone.
Oh,
I tried.
good
Good
try.
try. Good try. Yeah, but
So
there's
there's
that.
another grower. Where are they at?
Where? This one?
Macon, Illinois? Oh,
Yeah.
very cool. I'm always interested to see who's around. See,
They're open all the time.
they're open all like nonstop. Y'all don't even sleep.
4-7. Well, that's because they're like an apiary and all of that. They're
Yeah. Sourdough. That's a
that's
dangerous
a
game.
farm. They're
Yep.
getting with the chickens and the goats and the cows and the
Yeah, they don't sleep.
no.
No
I
They're
don't
sleep.
either, but
they're stretching and pulling sourdough.
oh,
All right, I got some questions if nobody. Oh, wait, is Isaac really gone?
maybe
His
he's just
icon,
away for a moment.
his face isn't there, but his little tile is still there.
Yeah, maybe he's listening along.
Oh, anyway.
How did your restaurant delivery go?
Oh, it went really, really great, except for that I left the invoice at home. And then I had to call Jeremiah and ask for the invoice number because they have a policy where they have to put the invoice number on the check. So
It
they
makes sense.
Jeremiah, well, you know what? Now that I think about it, I wasn't frazzled. I could have logged into my Canva because I know it's not the most effective way to make invoices, but it's the cutest way to make invoices. And I could have looked at my Canva app and figured out what the now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, so I called Jeremiah. He saved the day as usual. And I got the check. He got the greens, and
All worked out perfectly.
I'll see him next week.
Awesome. I will say that if you use QuickBooks, you can pull up QuickBooks on your phone and give them the invoice.
All
And you
I
can
heard
email
was
it or text it.
masterclass.
What?
All I heard was master class.
Oh, you heard I don't know if you heard that right.
Class. That's all I keep hearing.
What?
Santa hears master class. Oh, Edward hears it too. Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody,
Right,
cut now. Cut. Hell, what?
no, not buying it. This is not Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Huh? What?
I didn't freeze on the right time.
You're great. Yeah. Mm-mm. Okay. In all reality, yes, we need a master class on the QuickBooks subject from the QuickBooks Queen. When your laptop works, because we definitely are going to have to share screen on that.
Yes.
But I have one marketing question and 3 not marketing questions.
Okay. We'll start with marketing.
Okay. So, you know how a lot of people who make t-shirts for their companies like to put their social media on the backs of their t-shirts,
Yes.
which I don't think is a bad idea. But I have happened to realize that both Facebook and Instagram have their little favicon symbols
Mm-hmm.
kind of trademarked so that nobody can use them. So I guess I'm just wondering, is there, it's very possible this is just a personal problem, which is why I'm here, because I have a lot of those. So I'm asking how would I go about getting the fancy Instagram and Facebook things, icon, logo, favicon, miniaturized favicon for a t-shirt to put my socials on the back of t-shirts that I would like to wear to vegan night and future farmers markets.
So, I mean, I just use Adobe Stock.
Okay.
And I can attempt to share my screen here. I will make an attempt. Let's see. We're gonna try it, and I'm gonna try not to freeze. Okay. So
Is
carefully.
be stock free?
It is not, but it comes
Oh.
with my Adobe subscription that I already have anyways. So, but they give you all the vectors and things like that. And then we can do Facebook. I can't see, but I'm typing, so I'm hoping I spelled it right.
You did.
Okay.
And there they are.
And there they are.
So is Adobe stock one of those things where you can get like a free trial for a week and then cancel it?
Maybe
Asking for a friend?
asking for a friend. I like that. Maybe, I'm not sure, honestly. Oh,
Because a different friend of mine told me that she totally signed up for an Adobe editor for 7-day trial, used it, and then canceled.
ooh.
So
Are you sure? Like, does Canva not have it in
again,
their
I don't,
elements?
I'm gonna be super embarrassed if you pull it up right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
I
like that. Boop. Oh, you gotta have Pro, but you know,
have proof.
you have Pro. Look at that. Boop, 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 boop.
Look at that.
Look at that. All right, I
Look
just picked
at
up a random
that.
project. So if you go into your elements on there, or if you guys don't use Canva, you can use Adobe Illustrator. They have that, and there's the free Adobe editor as well. But yeah, you can see the graphics for there, and you can design a t-shirt. And then whenever you go to share, you can say print with Canva or put it on a t-shirt. There's so many options with that, even through Canva. I don't know. I think they contract with local printers too, is how they're doing theirs.
Well, I'm not against doing things locally, of course.
Mhm.
I am very particular on the type of shirt brand that I want.
So, what's your shirt brand?
It is called Comfort Colors. And I did a quick Google search, so I haven't done like major homework on this yet, but printify.com has a bunch
Offers them.
of colors
Okay, okay.
of the comfort colors. Because they're 100% cotton. They're like worn in. They feel so good. They're so soft. They're good quality. They're not going to fall apart.
Yeah.
They're not thin. I would say they're a good, like medium weight. They're not thin, but they're not super heavy.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that's why I was looking at them as a company, but I didn't, but I don't know. But I should be able to make my own design through Canva
And then give it to
and
them.
then
Yeah.
upload it for what I want on the back.
I like it.
Right.
Mhm.
In theory.
In theory. It all works well in theory.
Yes. It sounds good.
Yes. And that's how I made my Office Depot banner. I actually designed it in Canva and then sent it over in a to Office Depot. So made it a lot easier. They have a Canva integration through their website, but it's like a web version of Canva. And I did not like it. And you're not logged in, so you can't use your like premium stuff. So
Mm.
I'm like, I'll just make it and then share it.
See that? It's Comfort, COMFORT colors. So like comfy, but comfort. Roxana.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. What was I gonna say? Okay, so I'll work on that. And then let you know if I have questions. The other three things are related to growing stuff. I'm in the process of growing basil, but I know that we've got to be getting close to
Chicken.
fertilizing. I did my thrip, whatever that
Mm-hmm.
magic protozoa.
Biological microbial.
Thank you. Dang it. Nematodes. That's the word.
Yes.
Gosh, brain is not working at all these days, people. So I did my nematode treatment yesterday, but I was like, ooh, I'm probably gonna need to, isn't this around close to the time when you need to fertilize these puppies? So are you able to give us the link for that again for the 100 millionth time?
Yeah.
God bless you guys for having the patience of Job. Why are my messages, what is happening? Personal problems, you guys. Well, I'm asking you to put it in the chat, but now my chat's not working. What?
Well, you will see it in the summary.
That works too. Okay. Next. What is did you say to Cindy earlier, did I just happen to catch it, that you guys just do 2 grams of seed for red vein sorrel?
Yes.
2 grams. And then what? Deep tray or regular tray or shallow tray?
Shallow tray is fine. They didn't seem to care. Fred lived in a shallow tray for over a year.
Poor Fred.
Poor Fred. Rest in peace. And Mary almost made it a year. Oops. So the shallow tray is fine.
Huh?
Mesh is ideal.
Mesh. Okay.
2 grams, sprinkled very carefully. Good luck trying to see them. Use a flashlight if you must. They are tiny. And mist them, dome them, and they go straight under the lights.
Okay. Mist. Dome. Lights. And then they live for forever until they die.
Pretty much. Cut and come again as needed.
Right. And what is the rough size, where I know every chef has their preference? Lord have mercy. I have literally have 3 chefs who are all good friends with one another. And one of them only wants salad mixes. One of them only wants single grows. And one of them will buy everything. So I'm over right now, literally.
There is no predicting chefs. Anywhere from nickel to quarter sized.
Nickel to quarter. Anything else special? And then obviously, I guess when you start to see roots coming out the bottom, is that when you need to start bottom watering?
It usually takes about 2 weeks for sorrel.
2 weeks. Because I got some little domes, 2-inch domes
Mhm.
today. Because all I had when we started basil were my 4-inch ones for sunflowers. So
My recommendation going forward, what we will do when we grow sorrel again is do it in 5x5s, the bootstrap 5x5, nice plastic things. Because then that way you can precision plant, so you always have different sizes and different grows. And then once that 8th one's growing and ready to cut, you can do the next, go back to number 1, replant, and keep going.
why do you need
So
to
they're
replant?
at different stages at any point, and then if at any point you have a problem with one of them, you can replace him instead of lose the entire thread. I mean,
Yes.
That's probably a good valid point there. Okay, thank you. I like
Yeah.
that, but I don't know if I don't know. I'd have to buy even more 5x5s. Anyway,
Yeah. Just a suggestion for anybody that's the way we will be doing it when we grow them again.
I have one. He's floating around the grow room.
Yeah.
I might take you up on that a little bit, but I'm just because I think I might have overdid it on 10x10s and do it with 10x10.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. Because you're going to get a lot out of that because it grows a lot of leaves, and you'll never. If you got 3 chefs, you're never going to use the whole tray.
Gotcha. Oh well, I have more than 3 chefs, but they all seem to be clamoring ever since I put on my fresh sheet, you know. So
Well,
they're like,
how many chefs do you have? We haven't got an update here, like in a while. Like, are you getting close to Cindy or?
let me answer that in give me 2 weeks.
Okay.
I have a lot of people because we're coming into season here, like spring break. And then it's just
Chaos.
craziness from there. So yeah. So
Okay.
but yes,
She's got a deadline now, 2 weeks.
the numbers be multiplying.
We like that.
Yes, we like that. Okay, so my last question for right now. Sorry, Pat.
Oh, that's okay.
Chervil. I have
Chervil?
been researching, and I've been looking on the microgreen websites, like the seed websites that sell the stinking seed. And of course, none of them give the same instructions. And then some people say to wait it for 3 to 4 days, like weighted germination for 3 to 4 days. Some people say 7 to 8 days. I know you guys have grown it in the past, and somewhere in my notes, I have it written down on, I know what Joe said ages ago, the amount that he was using in a 10x20 or 1020. So I can find that, but I don't know what to do from there. Like, do you remember? I know you guys aren't growing it now.
Ugh,
And it's like
gosh.
it's anywhere from a 17. Everything I saw online too, it says somewhere between 17 and 28 days. So it's just like,
Yeah.
so it's going to be a longer grow.
It's going to be a longer grow, and I don't know. Do you have those notes?
Not with me, no. I don't know.
Okay. I'd have to hunt them down. I will get back to you on that.
We'll circle back to that.
Circle back. Okay, Saki.
Going to message you. Okay, and my chat started working, so I have the link for the Lotus stuff.
Okay, good.
Okay, Pat, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Circling back to the sorrel growing in 5x5s, because that would be what? Just a teeny amount that
Yeah.
my scale probably wouldn't pick up. Do you use like a eighth of a teaspoon, or how do you measure that?
Literally a pinch.
Just a pinch. Okay.
Yeah, it's like literally just a little pinch, and that's even heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's not much at all. 2 grams even for the whole tray. If you wanted to weigh out like 2 grams and look at how much it is,
Hmm.
and then like take an eighth of that. It's literally like the
Nothing.
tiniest pinch. It's almost nothing. Those seeds are super tiny.
Hmm.
um, on top of it all. But you want to give them room to be able to grow. If you overseed them, they'll kind of crowd themselves out and die off. A lot of these people who either sell them as live trays or they harvest one time and they're done. They do seed them a little bit more densely, but they're not good for cut and come again at that point because they will drown themselves out.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See, Mike, it doesn't work.
Keep it there.
Keep it.
It works on me when I'm on other Zooms. Just saying.
I'm wondering if it's a setting. I don't know. Maybe I'm not cool like that.
See, it's not working now.
Interesting. He's just gonna stand there with his hand up.
Don't you?
Love it.
Oh,
I figured Mike was just gonna, like make me hold my hand up for the rest of the call. Be like,
just to stay there.
"Come on, we can make
Just stand just like
Well, it may not. Oh, my reactions are back. Like these things weren't there a minute ago, but now they're there again. So I don't know.
that. It says recognize hand gestures.
Oh, I know why that wasn't there because I wasn't on camera. So like if I go off camera, I don't get them.
Oh, if you're
Yeah.
not big. Oh.
Yes. So on camera. No, I did that. Let's see.
Because like under React, it's got the recognize hand gestures.
Mm-hmm.
And it should recognize them.
You have to enable it. So if you go down to the React, the heart thing,
And a little arrow.
in the little arrow, and then you click on recognize hand gestures.
Oh, my reactions is a happy face with a plus.
Okay, there should be a little.
I don't have the heart. I saw that on my phone though.
There should be a little. Does it say React?
Yeah, it says reactions.
Is there an arrow?
No,
No.
Oh, maybe you need to update your Zoom.
probably.
Mine is updated, which my computer is very unhappy about. Obviously.
Make a heart. My heart doesn't look like a heart, so it wouldn't do it probably.
I do have mine looks like a heart.
I think it's only hand and like this. Ooh.
No, well, I know when you do this on Instagram, see, yours is working. Sometimes if you do this if you're on an Instagram live, it'll do the hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's Instagram. Side tangent as usual. Okay. I do have a question about my meeting with the chef today. First and foremost, where this is related to marketing, I want to tell you that I have been low-key stalking this chef for a very long time, you guys. And I finally got a meeting with him today.
Yay.
And it was his suggestion, not mine.
He only thinks it was his idea.
That's right. So not only did I get a meeting with him and got to hear his whole life story from being 23 to 48 years old or 38 years old. I also got to meet the owner of the restaurant at the same time. So that was even mo better, right? But so come to find out, apparently this chef thinks that everyone in town is following him around and they're like judging where he buys his produce. And if they don't see him buying it at the farmer's market, oh no, we're not coming to his restaurant. I kid you not. He literally told me that the only place he would pick up my greens from was at the farmer's market because people need to see me doing it.
We have one that's like that.
You can't make this stuff up, people. Okay.
Yeah.
For anybody who ever is listening, hanging on this late on the joke. So anyway, yeah. So he is literally going to always pick his orders up for me at the farmer's market.
I mean, as long as he's picking them up from you, I guess it's fine.
Which
but
I'm still going to charge him chef rates. I don't care.
oh yeah.
I do not care. Okay, so there's that. And if he ever asks me about it, I'm gonna tell him why. And then my biggest question, I guess, is that he was like wringing his hands, like he was like, oh gosh, but basil's just so hard to like make it stay good. So like, how do you guys package your micro basil?
So micro basil gets a towel at the bottom, just like any other. If I have to do 2 layers into an 8-ounce container, I will put a towel between the layers. You know, just a folded towel, paper towel. If they have an issue with freezing, they are cold, they're keeping it too cold. Basil needs to be cool, not cold. My chefs know to put it in their tables and not in the walk-in. If it goes in the walk-in, it can go in there for a little bit, but it can't get too cold. Anything below, I think it's what, 45 for basil will actually make it turn bronze. So our chefs know to not put it in the walk-in or in the very cold stuff. They put it up in their tables. And if he doesn't know that, that's surprising.
Oh, I'm sure he knows. But no, I just mean like, I think he just thinks it has a bad shelf life, if you will. Like
I've seen basil from our stuff, from our restaurants, that's 2 weeks old and looks beautiful. So harvest dry, do it the right way, and he won't have a problem.
No. You water them right before you harvest, so you get better weight.
Don't say that.
Sorry.
oh,
No.
There's why some people are in microgreens for profit and some are in business coaching.
and I had a very delicate comment to say
Yes.
after that. As you know, I didn't let it go either. So
Yes. Figured you guys would handle it.
I didn't want anybody else to follow suit on that.
Exactly. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, well, that's what I'll do. I think I'm just moving forward. I'm just gonna try to manage people's expectations as much as possible as to why there are paper towels in my containers, since it's basically seeming like it's not going to be, it's in the best interest of their product lasting the longest.
Yeah.
You know, and being
Question. Could you fold a paper towel that is small enough? Could you fold the towel small enough that it hides behind your label? Like fold it into fourths, and then you could have it on top, but not covering the product itself?
Well, I'm already putting one in the bottom of that's the whole bottom of the container. But yes, I could make one small enough to where it's label sized. That wouldn't be hard.
Yeah, I was just thinking so it didn't like look like you've got like a big old towel over the top of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I'm just because according to this chef, I'm just going to tell him what I have on Friday night. He's going to tell me what he's going to come get the next day, and I'm just going to pre-package it and throw it in a bag. You know, I mean.
Okay. So he's not pre-ordering necessarily. It's more of a pre-market.
image.
No, we have one chef that would get stuff from us occasionally at the market, but he's not really into microgreens because he's very cost effective, even though he charges an outstanding rate at his downtown place. But he would park wherever he wanted and come get whatever he wanted, and the market would bend over backwards for him. They still do. I mean, like, oh, Chef Mike's here. You gotta, his name is Mike, actually is Mike. But yeah, like he'd just park wherever and everyone would carry stuff to his car for him. And I was like,
I know.
guys, he's sweet and all, but yeah. We offered to deliver to him and he said, oh, no, 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 I shop at the market. Have to be at the market.
And that's his thing, or that's like his shtick, is that he is the farm to table chef. You know,
Yeah.
that's not his name. It's not like his tagline or anything, but that's essentially
What he's known for. Yeah.
what he, you know, his own personal brand, if you will, that he's tried to build wherever he goes as a chef, you know, under, because, you know, again, I had to hear his whole resume today, even though I certainly did not ask for it because I don't really care. You know, he's worked at several, you know, fancy restaurants here in town, and that's fine and dandy. And I've eaten at many of them and was very happy with the food. So, so again, it's his reputation. Ugh. People have to see me buying it at the market.
Chefs are special people.
Boy, are they.
Yes, they are. And you'll find that they're all different. And yeah,
Very
that's okay.
special.
Well, before we get
They all
off
need to
here,
go to therapy. All chefs need therapy, so
Oh,
they
they
need to
use
hire
the
a
restaurant as their therapy. It
this
is
is
their
their therapy.
Oh
I
God.
love walking in at 11 a.m. and finding the restaurant person at the bar alone in the dark. That is the most
Drinking.
awkward situation ever.
I
Wow.
also got told that he is a recovering alcoholic.
Recovering alcoholic, I only drink 2 a day now.
Yeah.
I don't drink anymore, and I don't drink any less.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I definitely walked in on that one day. I was like, the lights are off and he's alone at the bar. And here's your microgreens. Have a great day.
All right, for everybody that stayed all the way through, I just want to let you know the new calendar is up for April. The changes will start not next week, but the week after, first week of April. The grow alongs are in there as well, if you haven't looked. Sunflowers will start on the 11th. Cantaloupe will start on the 18th.
Okay.
So some were the 2 winners. So
Did everybody get their Hales Best yet?
Yep.
I ordered it today.
With their
For reals.
100% germination rate?
100%.
100.
We're going to find out.
So, and then new, split of 2 different Q&As as well, Tuesday and Thursday. And then the annual meeting for all annual members, which are above, which I think you guys are all 3 of you are. So that is on Wednesday of the 2nd. So it'll be the first Wednesday of every month will be that.
So if I may ask,
No.
what are the topics that you would prefer for us maybe to not then therefore talk about in these? Well, not this one because it's marketing. So you have to be
This is
annual.
also annual. So yeah.
This is annual enough anyway, but like the other ones, is there something like maybe popcorn or something you don't really want to chat about with monthly people? Or
It's
I mean, I'm not
not
saying
that.
that's an exclusivity thing because it's not. It's just, you know, I'm just asking for boundaries.
Yeah. There's not any real boundaries. I don't want to necessarily ever put boundaries on things. If somebody asks a question, whether monthly, annual, whatever level they're at, I'm going to answer it, right? Because that's what I believe in.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, nope, sorry. You're not an annual member.
There's a paywall.
You know,
We only reserve that topic for
can I
people
see your badge for annual, please?
with your credit card number. Here's a form. I'm sending it to you right now.
So I don't want to be that, but the annual will just be people that are probably more serious. As you can tell, the people who show up to meetings mostly are the annual or above people here anyway. So I just wanted to give you guys an extra meeting. It's more just annuals. You guys can connect more. We can talk about some higher level. We can go deeper because we will have more time on that call with less people potentially.
Oh, so it's still scheduled just for an hour unless the conversation keeps going.
You know how that goes.
Exactly.
Okay.
I schedule them for for an hour because if it's scheduled for 2 and the conversation isn't going, I still have to sit here, right? Because it's going to be on the thing where they can click on it.
Gotcha.
So
That's understandable.
yeah, that's the only reason.
Very understandable, and so that everybody can be respectful of everyone's time.
Because I have showed up to calls before that are scheduled for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and nobody's there.
So I
Sure.
have just a curiosity question, because I know that you guys are doing the other Thursday meeting for those folks that are more global and are on the other side of the world, literally. If they stop coming or don't stay consistent, then will you just cancel it?
I will answer that when I know better on that. And it's not just for people across the other part. Anybody can show up to that. So, say somebody is working a night job or they're doing something at night with family on Tuesday, but they're available Thursday. They can come to it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it just
it's
gives
open
more
for anyone.
options.
Yeah.
Well, I know, and I know what person you're talking about when you say the family thing, so it's okay. It's just, I know that person is also very busy during the day most of the time and doesn't necessarily always remember that, and might also have a hard time remembering things in general because they also might have ADHD like me. And
What? No.
I don't know if they're going to remember to show up either. So I'm just saying, I'm just curious. I mean, it's
The goal is to keep them both, just because it does give us more options and gives people more options, but especially for the new people, if they already have a routine down, trying to fit in a call in the evening or morning, depending on where they're at, kind of gives them more options. So the goal is to keep it currently, but
Everything is
everything.
subject to change.
Well, I mean, and I only say that because just for anybody, I know we're at our time. So, but I'm just saying that back when you guys did this a long time ago, there was one time where it was just me, Mike, Jess, and another member.
Yep.
For like 2 hours. So it was like I practically got a one-on-one with 3 very experienced growers. It was pretty freaking awesome. So
Yeah.
Pretty good for you.
to show up to Thursdays if you can, because you will probably get more one-on-one time. Just saying. The end.
The end.
The end. I love it.
We'll see. You don't know. We might have half the people that are not showing up to this might come to that. Kyle might come to it more often because he gets off like at noon
Yeah.
of work, so he's awake more. You know.
This is past Kyle's bedtime.
Oh.
Poor Kyle.
So
That's okay.
there's people like that too. So it just gives more option for more people to want to join. They see that there's more calls.
No, absolutely. And I know that, people got stuff going on, and stuff has to happen at certain times of the day too for some people, even with their farms.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
And when farmers market season comes in, if there's a Thursday market, guess what time of day it's most likely going to be at? Nighttime.
At nighttime.
So those people wouldn't be able to come to Thursday night.
Yep.
Mhm.
We
Just
used to do a
options.
Thursday night market.
And I know people like Tracy will use, for example, she can make Tuesdays better than she can make Thursday nights. So,
I
and-
personally like Tuesdays better than Thursdays just because I tend to push things to later in the week.
Thursday's more crunch time.
Yeah, by then I'm like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, which is why I was literally making deliveries while I was half of this call anyway.
Right.
Still worked.
All right. That's okay. And that's okay.
But make sure you check out the calendar. Keep you in loop. You never know. I might pop up a call. Just random call. So, see who's paying attention.
You only ever announce those like in the community, and I'm never like on the community to see. You're like, hey, I got 30 minutes. I don't have your phone number.
No school app on your phone.
I know, but I'm trying to ignore this, remember?
Yeah. But have your
My
notifications
school
on.
app tells me I have 125 plus notifications.
My school app tells me I have over 400.
Yeah, I clear it out every once in a while. When it hits like 2, I get cleared.
How many notifications do I have? It says 99 plus is all the time.
No,
on
if
my
you go to the drop
notifications.
down, you got to go on the drop down.
It
It
will
tells you how many for reals.
Where? What drop down?
Like in like when you like all the notifications when you scroll
I have
off.
501.
Nice.
I win. No, I'm kidding.
Collection.
I don't even know where that's at. I don't know what you're talking about. So
Like if you like drag your screen down and you see all your notifications, like all the apps. No, not on the app itself. Like on your phone notifications.
it just says nothing. It's just
It says nothing. Oh, you
nothing.
clear your stuff all the time, weirdo.
No, it still says 99 plus on there, but
Oh. Well, mine's cool like that, and it tells me a ridiculous number.
Yeah, mine tells me a ridiculous 501 number, and I didn't even have to look for it. It's just on the thing. Now, if I go into the app, it'll tell me like on the computer or whatever, it just says 99 plus.
Yeah, that's like you don't want to know.
Yeah, but Samsung tells me that I have exactly 501.
Maybe it's a Samsung thing. That's maybe it. Because he's got a Google phone.
yeah.
Lovely people. I have to go because
Me
Yes.
I
too.
gotta get up in the morning. So
Did I feed you
thank
dinner?
you for the
Nope.
feedback. What?
I got
Yeah.
trees, I gotta go water.
Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate the extra talk. I should probably turn out the recording when we get done and do all these talks, but whatever.
Whatever.
So we will see you on the next call.
Okay.
Have a
thank
Have
you.
a good night, guys.
Have a
Good
good
night,
night.
everybody.
Good night.
What?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Scroll along.
Yes. Grow along.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the reason why I said next call. Look at the calendar.
Okay.
Bye.
Night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.